The last prayer of Pope Francis. In the stillness of his humble room at Casa Santa Marta, Pope Francis knelt before a plain wooden cross, his hands trembling not from age but from the weight of a world he cherished deeply. Once Jorge Mario Bergoglio, a priest who walked the dusty streets of Buenos Aires, kissed the feet of prisoners, and embraced the outcast, he now carried the hopes and sorrows of billions. His final prayer, whispered in the soft glow of dawn, was not for himself but for all humanity, a heartfelt plea for peace, unity, and compassion that would echo across the globe, stirring hearts with its simplicity and depth. The prayer began as a gentle murmur, like a conversation with a trusted friend. Father of mercy, you who see every tear and hear every cry, gather your children into your embrace. In a world torn by conflict, greed, and division, plant seeds of peace in every heart. Help us see one another not as strangers, but as brothers and sisters, united by your love. These words, later shared by those closest to him, captured the essence of a pontiff who never wavered in his belief that love could mend even the deepest wounds. For those who value unity in a fragmented world, this prayer felt like a personal invitation to heal divides. Pope Francis had always spoken to the heart of humanity, from his calls for dialogue over discord to his quiet moments with the poor. He understood the shared longing for hope and connection. His final prayer wove a vision of a world where compassion triumphs over cynicism. Bless the weary, the poor, the wanderer seeking shelter, he prayed, and guide those who lead to serve with humility. These words resonated with those who yearn for justice and fairness, speaking to the struggles of the vulnerable in a way that felt both universal and intimate. As he prayed, Francis pictured the faces of people he had met, a mother thanking him for his words on family, a veteran finding solace in his call for peace, a child offering a drawing of a dove. His prayer was a mosaic of these encounters, each piece a reminder that faith could bridge even the widest gaps. Teach us to listen, to forgive, to rebuild, he continued, so that no one is left behind in the world you have entrusted to us. This message struck a chord with those who seek to overcome division, offering a challenge to listen in a world often loud with conflict. The prayer was more than words, it was a call to action. In an age of digital noise and entrenched divides, Francis's plea to listen felt revolutionary. His life embodied this, a pope who shared meals with the homeless, championed care for the earth, and spoke of love in a world quick to judge. His prayer urged people to look beyond differences, to find common ground in shared humanity. Let your spirit move through cities and fields, across mountains and seas, he prayed, painting a picture that stirred souls while rooting it in spiritual purpose. The first part of his prayer closed with a plea for courage. Give us the strength to love without fear, to hope without despair, to act with justice in all we do. These words, carried by news outlets and shared in places of worship, became a rallying cry for those seeking meaning in a chaotic world. From small gatherings to grand sanctuaries, people reflected on what it meant to live out this prayer. It was a moment of collective soul-searching, a reminder that Francis's legacy lay not in grand gestures but in the quiet, persistent call to love. The second part of Pope Francis's final prayer turned to those on society's margins, the poor, the sick, the overlooked. His voice, frail yet unwavering, carried the weight of a lifetime spent advocating for the least among us. Lord of all, you who lifted the lowly, look upon those who suffer in silence. He prayed, comfort the hungry, heal the broken, and restore dignity to those the world has cast aside. For those who value compassion, this prayer spoke to the heart, addressing the struggles of those often unseen in a way that felt urgent and personal. Francis had always been a pope of the margins. He chose a simple guest house over a palace, a modest car over luxury, embodying the humility he preached. His prayer reflected this commitment, calling on people to see the divine in every person fighting to survive. In every city, in every village, there are those who need our hands, our hearts. He prayed, let us be your instruments, bringing warmth to the cold, Hope to the hopeless. This message resonated with those who believe in helping their neighbors, amplifying the instinct to care for others. The prayer carried a deeply personal tone, as if Francis was speaking to each listener individually. You who know every heart, see the pain of those who feel invisible. He said, let us be their voice, their strength, their love, in a world where mental health struggles and addiction touch countless lives. This plea for empathy was profound. It reminded people of the power of small acts, a kind word, a shared meal, a moment of presence, that could transform lives. A message that speaks to those who value community and connection. Francis's prayer was not without challenge. He called for systemic change, for systems that prioritize people over profit, inspire those who lead to seek justice, to protect the weak, to honor the dignity of all. He prayed for those who care about fairness. These words served as a moral guide, urging leaders to govern with the compassion Francis lived. His prayer bridged faith and action, a reminder that love is not passive but a force for change. Appealing to those who seek to make a difference. The prayer drew on the story of the Good Samaritan, a tale Francis often referenced. Let us not pass by those who lie wounded on the road. He prayed, give us eyes to see, hearts to feel, and hands to help. This resonated with those who feel called to serve, caregivers, educators, volunteers, and ordinary people who make a difference. The prayer blessed their efforts, affirming that their work reflected a higher purpose, a sentiment that inspires those who value service. As this part of the prayer neared its end, Francis's voice grew softer, as if exhaustion were creeping in. Yet his words remained clear. May we never tire of doing good. For in serving the least, we serve you. For those who seek to live with purpose, this was a call to perseverance, a reminder that the pursuit of justice and compassion is ongoing but always worthwhile. The prayer's simplicity and depth moved listeners to tears, their hearts stirred to act in ways both big and small. The third part of Pope Francis's prayer turned to the dream of unity, a cornerstone of his papacy. In a world divided by ideology, culture, and wealth, his words offered healing for wounded hearts. God of all peoples, you who created us as one family, heal the divisions that tear us apart. He prayed, teach us to embrace one another, to build bridges where walls stand, to love where hatred grows. For those who long for harmony, this prayer was a mirror, reflecting both shared aspirations and ongoing challenges. Francis had witnessed division throughout his life, from political strife in Argentina to global conflicts during his papacy. Yet he also saw humanity's potential for unity, its tapestry of cultures and beliefs striving for a common good. His prayer drew on this hope, envisioning a world where differences are celebrated, not erased. In our diversity, let us find strength. He prayed, in our disagreements, let us find understanding. This vision spoke to those who value dialogue and mutual respect in a polarized age. The call for unity was especially poignant in a time of social and political tension. People were weary of conflict, of voices that deepened divides rather than bridged them. Francis's prayer offered a different path, one rooted in listening and empathy. Give us the grace to listen before we speak, to understand before we judge. He prayed. These words, shared widely, became a guide for those seeking to mend broken relationships, resonating with those who believe in the power of connection. The prayer also addressed the global community, where leadership and responsibility are vital. Bless those who guide nations with the wisdom to seek peace, to promote justice, to be a light to others. Francis prayed. He had often praised humanity's generosity, its aid, its creativity, its spirit of possibility, while challenging its excesses. His prayer was both an affirmation and a nudge, urging leaders to act with humility and compassion, a message that appeals to those who value ethical leadership. Francis's words carried a personal urgency, as if he knew this was his final moment to speak. Let us be one, as you are one, he prayed, echoing the Gospel's call for unity. This plea was practical, not abstract, calling for tangible acts of reconciliation. It inspired efforts like interfaith gatherings, community projects, and conversations aimed at healing divides, speaking to those who see unity as a daily choice. The prayer also highlighted faith's role in uniting people. In our places of worship and homes, let your spirit bind us together, Francis prayed. In a world of diverse beliefs, this was a reminder that faith can unite rather than divide. Stories emerged of people from different traditions praying Francis's words together, their voices blending in shared hope. A powerful image for those who value inclusivity. As this part closed, Francis's voice was barely audible, yet its power endured. May we live as one family, under your care, now and forever, he prayed. For those who dream of a united world, these words were a gift, a vision of humanity joined not by sameness but by love. The prayer's call to unity lingered, a beacon of hope in a divided world. The final part of Pope Francis's prayer was a testament to hope, the virtue that sustained him through a life of service. As he neared the end, his words radiated quiet joy, a certainty that God's love would endure. Eternal Father, you who never abandon your people, fill us with hope that does not fade. He prayed, in the darkness of loss, in the pain of struggle, let your light shine through us. For those who seek light in dark times, this prayer was a lifeline, a reminder that hope is a transformative force. Francis's life was a testament to hope. From his early days navigating turmoil in Argentina to his papacy, where he faced criticism and challenges, he never lost faith in God's goodness. His prayer urged people to cling to hope even in uncertainty. When fear grips us, when despair whispers, let us trust in your promise, he prayed. These words spoke to those facing global crises, from environmental challenges to economic hardship, offering comfort and resolve. The prayer celebrated human resilience, a quality Francis saw in countless lives. Bless those who rise each day to serve, to create, to love, he prayed. Their courage is your gift, their hope your presence. From caregivers to builders, people found themselves reflected in these words. The prayer honored their perseverance, a message that resonates with those who value determination and purpose. Francis did not ignore suffering. You who walk the cross, be with those who carry heavy burdens, he prayed. Let them know they are never alone. In a world where loss and tragedy are ever present, let them know they are never alone. In a world where loss and tragedy are ever present, this assurance comforted those facing personal or collective struggles, inspiring acts of solidarity that embodied Francis's hope. The prayer's final words were a commissioning. Send us forth as bearers of your hope, your peace, your love, he prayed. May we be your hands, your voice, your heart in the world. For those who seek purpose, this was both a challenge and a blessing, an invitation to live Francis's values. Communities organized service initiatives, schools taught his teachings, and families shared his words, keeping his spirit alive. As Francis finished, his voice faded into silence, but the prayer's impact grew. Into your hands, O Lord, I commend my spirit, and the spirit of all your people, he whispered. These words, shared by his aide, became a global phenomenon, translated into countless languages and etched into hearts. They inspired a movement of compassion, unity, and hope that transcended boundaries. Pope Francis's last prayer was more than a farewell, it was a gift. A roadmap for a better world. For those who value love and purpose. It was a call to live boldly, love limitlessly, and hope ceaselessly. As his words spread, they became a living legacy. Proof that one prayer could change the world.